Please join me in welcoming Vanessa Powers. Although Vanessa has lived in Laguna Beach for the past 10 years, she considers herself a Texas girl at heart, being a native of San Antonio, Texas, and attending Southern Methodist University in Dallas. She co-founded a skincare brand with her husband, close enough. An ethically sourced brand that specializes in safe and affordable anti-aging products. In her free time, she enjoys spending time with her husband, Rick, traveling and visiting their girls in college, and is an avid yoga practitioner. She has a special place in her heart for kids and continues to volunteer for her daughter's respective schools and other organizations as part of the National Charity League of Laguna Beach. Please give it up for Vanessa Powers with her speech, My Values. My Values, Vanessa Powers.
Thank you, Dane. Fellow Toastmasters friends and guests, it is such an honor to be here with you today. And I just want to thank you for taking the time to be here and to support me. As I tell you a little bit about myself, and in spending the past few weeks and thinking about what is the most impactful way to do this in the short amount of time that I have, I've always thought that you can tell a lot about a person from what they value. The three things that I value the most are my faith, my family, and my failures. So I'm going to go through each one of these, and hopefully at the end you'll get a better sense of who I am and why. So I'll start with my faith. I was born in San Antonio, Texas, and I was raised in a Catholic family. San Antonio is predominantly a Catholic Hispanic community. Both my mom and my dad were Catholic, and so we went to church every Sunday. And I was also blessed to attend a private Catholic school as a young girl and had the most amazing first grade teacher. She was a nun, and her name was Sister Pauline Marie. And Sister Pauline was about 85 years old at the time. She had the most endearing steel gray blue eyes, the sweetest smile, pale wrinkly skin and silvery hair you could see beneath her nun habit. And she was just the sweetest, most gentle woman you could want for a first grade teacher. So Sister Pauline, the first thing she did with us every single morning, she brought out a huge 20-pound, back in 1981, clunky black and blue tape recorder. And she inserted a tape. And on that tape was a song that we were to recite as a class together. And the words to that song were, "This is my commandment, that you love one another as I have loved you. Love your enemies, do good to those who hurt you, and live in thy love." Now I have to admit, the first few times I heard this, I thought, does this mean I'm supposed to be nice to Johnny Seeley on the playground who kicks me with his steel-toe cowboy boots every day? But at the end of the year, after hearing this repetitively every single day of your first grade career, it really does sink in. And several years ago, I really began to reflect, and I thought, you know what? Sister Pauline Marie truly taught me about forgiveness. That forgiveness is a gift that you give yourself. You're not letting anybody else get away with something. It's a gift you give yourself to let go of the past and to move forward. So I honor Sister Pauline Marie for teaching me the most amazing gift of forgiveness at such a young age. The second thing that I value the most is my family. I have two beautiful, amazing daughters. They are as beautiful on the inside as they are on the outside. They are so sweet, they're kind-hearted, they're loving, they help others, and they have such an amazing sense of self-confidence and self-worth that I never had at their age, and I'm so very proud of them for that. Now, why I love them so much, of course I'm their mother, but I was really a hands-on mom. I experienced the loss of my very own mom at a very young age. I was only 9 years old. My mom died suddenly, and it shaped me forever. And so I struggled through adolescence and high school, and I got to college, and I was 19 years old. I was a sophomore at SMU, and I met my first true love. And he swept me off my feet. His name was Jack. And he was so handsome. He was tall and perfect hair and blue eyes and so good looking, but beyond that, he was so charismatic and charming and funny, and I was shy and I played hard to get because there were so many girls fawning all over him, and together we were electricity. We had the most wonderful, magical time for a few years. And like any young relationship, we had our ups and downs. We spent a lot of time together, and so at the end of my senior year in college, I was 22 years old, and I found out I was pregnant, unexpectedly, of course. And at the time I thought, okay, well, I love Jack, and he loves me. Even though this wasn't planned, we can have a family, we can live together, everything will be fine. Well, life doesn't always go as planned, as you all will know. And several months after I became pregnant with Ashley, I found out that Jack had a serious drug problem. A very serious drug problem, and being a naive young girl from San Antonio, Texas, you just have to imagine that I just was so naive, and I had never been around drugs. I didn't know what the warning signs were, I didn't know what the side effects were, I was never exposed to that kind of life. So as you can imagine, the next several months were very tumultuous and turbulent. And a year and a half later, I became pregnant again. And at this point, I knew deep in my heart that I would be a single mom of 2 girls for the rest of my life. I knew that there was no way Jack could be there, even though he loved me and he loved Ashley, that there was no way that he could be there for us. And so I did not know how I was going to move forward. I was in such a dark hole of despair. I had no emotional or financial support. I was basically living in San Antonio, Texas with my aunt and uncle in a small 1-bedroom house, 1 bedroom designated for me and Ashley, that held all of our worldly possessions, which consisted of my clothes, her clothes, a crib that she never used because I held her 24/7 and breastfed her, and some toys. Beyond that, I was making $9 an hour as a college graduate, as an administrative assistant in San Antonio, and paying $1,200 a month in daycare for Ashley, because I always wanted my daughter to have the very best. If I had to work, I was going to give her the best. So I had 0 money in my bank account, I had 0 savings, I had 0 conception of money. In fact, my account was severely overdrawn many times. And so I didn't know how I was going to move forward. I did not want to be a single mom of 2 kids, and I made a decision to have an abortion because I thought this is the only way I can get out of this and propel myself forward. But something inside me gnawed at me, and something inside me told me, don't do this. Don't have an abortion. You can do this. You can pull yourself through this. And I know at the root it was my faith. As Albert Camus wrote, in the depths of my deepest and darkest winter, I discovered there lay inside of me an invincible summer. And I found that invincible summer. I did not have an abortion, thank God. I have Samantha Elaine, and she is the greatest gift I could ever ask for. Ashley Marie is my angel from heaven, and Samantha is my greatest gift, and they are my true treasures in life. My life and our family would not be complete without my wonderfully witty and amazing husband. My husband is my rock. He is the glue that binds our family together. He is a man of such strength and honor and integrity and love. And he is so patient and so gentle. he has to be patient to be married to a demanding woman like me. But beneath that patient and gentle exterior, my husband is our fierce protector. And if anyone even remotely tries to say anything negative about me or harm our daughters in any way, my husband will be the first person to be in your face. And so I love my husband, I treasure our marriage, and I give thanks for him every single day. Now finally, the third thing that I value the most are my failures. My failures have simply made me the person that I am today. Getting pregnant early at a young age, unplanned pregnancies twice, losing my mom at a young age, and struggling with that abandonment and despair, and struggling through college, getting a bunch of WPs, withdrawal passing on my transcript because I simply had other things on my mind, like boys. All of those failures, those setbacks, are like liquid gold to my soul that have molded me into a more magnificent and amazing person. A strong, confident woman that I'm proud to be today. And I'm proud to be an example to my girls. As Robert Frost wrote, 2 roads diverge from one, and I took the road less traveled, and it has made all the difference. Thank you.